All right, well, got up and Kathy made us some breakfast with love and attention and visited for a little bit longer. And then I hit the road because it is a long drive from Medford to Bakersfield. Should take about 10 hours. All right, we are on I-5 headed south over the Siskiyous. Starting the climb out of Ashland, Oregon. For some reason, the speed limit on this part of this freeway is 55. I don't understand that. The curves aren't that sharp, but I don't know. A lot of slow trucks. Maybe they don't want people. I don't know. I don't know what their excuse is. Tehachapi, between Bakersfield and Tehachapi on 58 is much worse than this, and truck traffic wise. And that's still 65, so I don't know. But it's a pretty nice drive. I think they called this the Modoc line. The SP line that goes over the Siskiyous. And I don't think Union Pacific uses that line anymore. I think that's, if it's used at all, I think it's part of the Central Oregon and Pacific. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments below. I'm not very well versed on railroading in Oregon. Yeah, there aren't very many parts of I-5 that I've ever been on that are scenic, but this is one of them. Once you get to the bottom of the hill in California, I-5 is pretty much just a straight shot down the valley, and the scenery doesn't change very much. Elevation 4,000 feet. Siskiyou Mountain Summit, 4,310 feet. Just a little bit higher than Tehachapi. Being so much further north, they do get a lot of snow up here. Well, I don't know about a lot, but they get more snow up here than they do on the Tehachapi Pass. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? What a view. And there, the first view you get of Mount Shasta. And Mount Shasta is a dormant volcano. It is not extinct. One of the things that I don't like about the F-150 and its 10-speed automatic transmission, and I don't know, other trucks may do this, but if you have the cruise control on and you're going down a steep hill like that, it uses the transmission to slow you down. It downshifts. I don't like that. I think it's rough on the transmission. I'd prefer to just pay attention to how fast I'm going and use the brakes if necessary. How do you feel about that? Do you enjoy that if you have a transmission that does that? Are you like me, or do you just let the transmission do the work? Or do you even care? California. The speed limit jumps back up to 65. Where, as usual, there's no one on duty or actually asking anybody any questions about whether they have any agriculturally hazardous stuff in their car. This is interesting. There we go. There's delineation for the lanes. There's a nice straight-on view of Mount Shasta. Mountain, and that, folks, for you who have never seen a volcano, and I don't remember the last time that Shasta erupted, but I'll look it up and put it in the text here. But that's what a volcano looks like, or at least that's what this kind of a volcano looks like. Here is a really good shot of Mount Shasta. Look at that. Going to be stopping at Dunsmuir, and I'm going to go check out the Railroad Museum. I hope it's open. It's a Sunday, so it should be. Volcanoes that didn't quite make it to mountain status. I don't know if it bothers you people like it does me, but that is the second or third time that car and I have done back and forth, and I'm on cruise control. I understand people, that's a new car. I know it has cruise control in it. It amazes me how people just vary their speeds on freeways like this. Just go, put your car on cruise control and enjoy the drive. Enough ranting about my pet peeves on freeways. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking mountain itself. I would hate to try to climb it going straight up. That is steep. While I was in the hardware store, it was 92 degrees at Dunsmuir when I got back in my truck, and my GoPro here mounted to the windshield got really hot. When I turned it on, it was like, yeah, it's hot. So yeah, it shut off because it was too hot before we got out of Dunsmuir. But yeah, we're back on I-5, and headed south. Still in the mountains, but yeah, good looking. You can see, it's kind of hard to see probably on the GoPro, but the spots, look up on those hills, it's kind of a discolored spot places up there. Fire, that's because they had a fire there. And I've noticed a few other places around here with fire. I don't know if they're all the same fire or not. It doesn't appear to be, but these areas are very prone to wildfires. This is the season. So yeah, if you're traveling in the area, camping in the area, make sure that you're not throwing cigarettes out the window or having campfires where you're not supposed to have them, or using illegal fireworks. Yeah, let's not contribute to the delinquency of adults, huh? We got this fire guy who thinks it's his job to pace traffic, I guess. But anyway, yeah, we do cross Shasta Lake. And a big cool bridge. if you're in this area and you've never been to the Shasta Dam, it's pretty cool. It's not a dam you can go out on top of or anything, but it's a big dam. I think they do give tours of it. You have to look into that, I'm not sure. And remember me talking about wildfires. It looks like we have one right up ahead here. And we are dropping down into the San Joaquin Valley. We are, let's see what the temperature is down here. 105 degrees. I spoke to Jennifer on the phone. She said, yeah, it's really hot down here. And I know, it's hot. It's Bakersfield. It's supposed to be hot. That's why I have air conditioning. I said it was 105, and it'll be 105 all the way to Bakersfield. By the time I get to Bakersfield, it's going to probably start cooling off. I'm still, time I stop and eat something, get gas and all that, I'm still 7 hours from Bakersfield. So it'll start to cool off a little bit, but not much. And the thing we see here, even in a town, Redding's a pretty good sized town, but yeah, traffic. Something I haven't had to deal with since I left Reno. And I didn't do a lot of driving around Medford. It gets pretty busy around there as well. But it'll be like this all the way back to Bakersfield. It'll get worse than this probably, but certainly through Sacramento. But here we go. Down the boring San Joaquin Valley through the heat. One of the big giant mills up here in the Central Valley, and there are a whole bunch of mills up here. Not all of them are that big. That's one of the bigger ones. But there are a few that are bigger than that. And we are, I'm sure exactly where we are, just south of Williams. And between Williams and Sacramento. Arbuckle is the next exit. So yeah, and still warm, 100 degrees, but not quite as hot as it was up north. All right, we are on this, I think this is called the Yolo Bypass. Approaching Sacramento, but this big old long causeway here goes over these fields. And I know a long time ago when I used to come up here quite a bit when I was driving trucks in the early 80s, laid off on the railroad, they planted rice here. And I don't know if that's what they still plant here or not, but in flood seasons, this is all underwater. Just gets filled up, and yeah, it's a big, I don't know, that bridge is probably a mile long, maybe a little longer than that. And then this bridge crosses the Sacramento River, and it's a big tall bridge like this because this is part of the Sacramento River that's navigable. Down there, recreators down there. Now we're in Sacramento County. It's downright balmy here in Sacramento. 96 degrees. Break out a sweater. Earlier I talked about the traffic. The traffic wasn't bad at all coming down from between Redding into here. Yeah, kept up a good pace and wasn't passing very many people, and not very many people passing me. So yeah, I was on cruise control the whole way. So can't complain about that. When Jennifer and I were coming home last year from Tim and Kathy's from Medford last year, this was a disaster coming through here. It was road construction. It was backed up literally for miles coming into town here, and didn't break up until around the downtown area. Going through the Old Sac area is about where we are right now, and that's where the California State Rail Museum is. If you've never been there and you're in California in this area, that's a must. The California State Rail Museum is a must. And I've been there 3 different times, and I've enjoyed every time I've gone. Not so much for my fantasy of there not being much traffic south of Sacramento. It went from 4 lanes back down to 2. It came to almost a complete stop for a few minutes because of everybody waiting till the last minute to get over. And now it's back down to 2 lanes. We have to deal with the trucks, people driving crazy. I'll say for the record that California's got that stupid 55-mile-an-hour law for trucks where they can only go 55 and it's 70 for everybody else, and it creates so many traffic problems, and it's really bad over on 99 because there are even more trucks on 99 than there are on I-5. And once we get up here, there's a place called Lathrop, and a lot of this traffic will split off and go west from here out towards the bay, and that usually lightens things up a little bit. Then we got to go through Stockton, and yeah, so not having the not having the good flow we were having north of Sacramento, but that's usually how it is. So what are you gonna do? All right, we're in Stockton. For some reason I was thinking Lathrop was north of Stockton, but it isn't. It is south of Stockton. But yeah, this is a big port, the Port of Stockton, which is the inland part. Goes out to the San Francisco Bay. You can see all the cranes. It's hard to pick up on a GoPro maybe, but you see all the cranes there. The big grain loading facility. Rough and Ready Island, and I don't know if that stuff's on Rough and Ready Island. I have never been out there. I've only driven by it a whole bunch of times over the years, but I think it looks cool. But the traffic hasn't been too bad since the last time I said anything about it. Once we got clear of Sacramento by about 10 miles and started breaking up, and as you can see, going through Stockton, which is a pretty good sized town, and I believe was the first town in the United States, the first city in the United States to declare bankruptcy. I don't remember when that was, about 20 years ago, I think. Okay, now we've gone through Lathrop and cut off to the bay, and then the cut off to Tracy. And now we're just back down to regular old traffic, and we're out in the fruited plain now. With these are almond trees off to the right of us here, and it looks like almonds to the left up here. What that other crop is out there. And I say these are almonds. I don't know what pistachio trees look like, because this is a big pistachio growing region as well. But some kind of nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. So anyhow, a few miles up here is the, what is it, the 580? I can't remember, the 580 or the 880. Joins, comes out from the Bay Area out to I-5. And then it's all I-5. Next time we stop will be to eat something. It says I'll be home by 8 o'clock. I may just wait till I get to Bakersfield and get something. So, all right, we're about an hour still north of Bakersfield. But all this land out here that's brown, you can see there's an irrigation ditch over here to the right. This was all farmland until about, well, in the 2000s, when they decided to shut off the water that they used to irrigate this land so they could save the Delta smelt bait fish up north. And all this agriculture was gone, and the thousands of jobs that went along with it, because it went all the way across the valley. All those jobs were lost. And yeah, I remember driving through here when I was driving trucks when I was laid off the railroad in the early 80s, and they'd have this, was all fields, all kinds of different stuff, and the sprinklers going, and this irrigation ditch here to be full of water, and now it's all just dead. And that's really sad. That's really, really sad. All right, we are coming into Bakersfield on 7th Standard Road, which up here about 3 more miles turns into Merle Haggard Drive. And this is the corner of town where I live. Next stop, the Hacienda. Well, I was going to do a home again, jiggity jog video when I got to the house yesterday, but as soon as I pulled up, Jennifer came out with our granddaughter Audrey, and we all started carrying stuff to the truck, and our granddaughter's from the truck, and she was carrying papers and stuff, and then got everything in the house and started getting some of the stuff put away, and blah blah blah. Jennifer had dinner ready, and I hadn't watched the Southwick motocross yet. I started watching that, and when that was over, I fell asleep. So it is the next day, and it was a good road trip. I hope you enjoyed following along in the road part of it, and this will all be part of the Train Mountain thing, and I have so much to edit, just literally hundreds of clips to go through, see which ones to keep, see which ones to use, and I hope you enjoy the way I put it all together. So anyhow, here are the URLs for my PayPal and my Patreon. If you can help the channel out that way, I'd sure appreciate it. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.